Digital numbers glowing on the screen, counting down the seconds of the day. Let the system crash to the ground. Watch the sparks begin to fly. Walking through the crowded street, marching to a different beat, looking at the endless maze, lost inside this heavy haze, breaking out the invisible cage, turning to a brand new page. Electricity is in the air, vibration shaking everywhere. No more following the blind, leaving all the rules behind. Feel the bass in the chest, we are putting them to the test. Electric pulse running through the vein, washing away all the hidden pain. Jumping high, touching the sky, never stopping, watch us fly. Electric pulse running through the vein, washing away all the hidden pain. Jumping high, touching the sky, never stopping, watch us fly. City lights blurring, moving fast, making sure this moment will last. Energy level hitting the top, we don't ever plan to stop. Frequency is perfectly tuned, we are howling up the moon, cutting through the silent noise, finding out our actual voice. Laser beams cut in the dark, leaving an eternal mark. Gravity losing all control, music taking over the soul. Electric pulse running through the vein, washing away all the hidden pain. Jumping high, touching the sky, never stopping, watch us fly. Electric pulse running through the vein, washing away all the hidden pain. Jumping high, touching the sky, never stopping, watch us fly. Raise your hands, feel the spark, lighting up the heavy dark. Everything is shifting now, we will make it through somehow. Electric pulse running through the vein, washing away all the hidden pain. Jumping high, touching the sky, never stopping, watch us fly. Electric pulse running through the vein, washing away all the hidden pain. Jumping high, touching the sky, never stopping, watch us fly. Keep the energy, never coming down. System overload, we are free. Yeah. Flashing lights painting the concrete, shadows stretching across the avenue. The temperature is rising on the block, everything is moving into position. Pressure building inside the empty room, silence breaking like a fragile glass. Clock ticking faster by the second, gravity losing its grip right now. Walking through the smoke without a single trace, matching the rhythm of this heavy pace. Numbers multiplying on the glowing screen, sharpest vision that they have ever seen. I don't need a favor, I don't need a guide. Swallowing the ego, swallowing the pride, building up the empire from the absolute ground. Listen to the heavy, intimidating sound. City looking tiny from the penthouse view, creating a color entirely brand new. Silver rim shining in the midnight dark, leaving an eternal undeniable mark. Elevated state, looking from the peak, finding the answers. Every single move is calculated cold. Stories of the hustle waiting to be told. Fabrication melting in the blazing heat. Taking full control of the empty street. Diamond precision cutting through the glass. Watching all the heavy traffic pass. Zero hesitation moving to the top. Ain't nobody here gonna make me stop. Elevator station, looking from the peak. Finding the answers that they always seek. Cash flowing heavy like a waterfall. Standing up straight, standing up tall. Vision clear, target locked. Fade in the black. Ace, A, A, yeah. Walking in the bed and stepping on the floor. Bass kicking heavy right behind the door. Vibrations spreading, moving up the spine. Everything is looking absolutely fine. Concrete cracking right under the shoe. Creating a wave entirely brand new. I don't need to shout, the rhythm speaks loud. Standing right out from the absolute crowd. Look at the speaker pushing to the edge. Standing up tall on a dangerous ledge. Every single drop is a physical punch. Heat in the competition for a heavy lunch. Feel the quake. Watch the entire room shake. Listen to the heavy noise that I make. Pounding in the chest, pushing to the extreme. Living up this wild and crazy heavy dream. Feel the quake. Watch the entire room shake. Listen to the heavy noise that I make. Pounding in the chest, pushing to the extreme. Living up this wild and crazy heavy dream. Yeah, windows are rattling, ready to break. Leaving a massive and dangerous wake. Focus is sharp, the vision is clear. Wiping out the absolute final fear. Stacking at the paper, moving at the rank. Putting all the heavy money in the bank. Zero hesitation, striking like a beast. Taking over everything from the west to the east. I am the force that you cannot control. Pouring the fire right into the soul. Energy explosive, never backing down. Wearing the absolute heavy iron crown. Feel the quake. Watch the entire room shake. Listen to the heavy noise that I make. Pounding in the chest, pushing to the extreme. Living out this wild and crazy heavy dream. Fading out. Heart still pounding. We are gone. Inflation rising, while the wages remain stagnant. Chasing a carrot on an infinite treadmill. The game was rigged from the very beginning. Listen to the reality. Inflation rising while the wages remain stagnant. Chasing a carrot on an infinite treadmill. The game was rigged from the very beginning. Listen to the reality. Perpetual exhaustion disguises the grind, leaving the essence of humanity behind. Modern aristocracy hoarding all the wealth, sacrificing sanity, compromising health. Climbing up a ladder with the rungs broken off, elites looking down with an arrogant scoff. Disparity expanding at a terrifying pace, trapped inside the labyrinth of this relentless waste. Commodifying every single hour of the day, watching all the absolute potential right away. Billionaires launching rockets to the stratosphere, while the working class navigates the atmosphere of fear. Break the illusion, step off the wheel, question the system, examine the deal. Hustle is a trap designed to keep you blind, leave the superficial toxic culture behind. Break the illusion, step off the wheel, question the system, examine the deal. Hustle is distance, renting out a dream. Silence in the desperate and muffled silent scream. Trickle down, economics, a fabricated myth. Wrestling a monolithic corporate myth. Monolith generations inheriting a heavy financial chain. Enduring the invisible and normalized pain. Reclaim the autonomy, redefine the worth. Taking back the stolen inheritance of earth.
Stop worshiping the billionaires on the screen. Tear apart the fabric of the corporate machine. Break the illusion, step off the wheel. Question the system, examine the deal. Hustle is a trap designed to keep you blind. Leave the superficial toxic culture behind. The grind stops here.
Wake up.
Game over. Scroll down the endless feed of fabrication. Trapped inside a tailored digital illusion. They feed you exactly what you want to hear. Wake up the frequency. Caught inside the algorithm, isolated sphere. Parrot in the narratives, fueled by hidden fear. Echo chamber amplifying every single lie. Blindly following the flock, never asking why. Polarization tearing up the fabric of the state. Monetizing outrage, manufacturing the hate. Swallowing the propaganda, chewing on the bait. Marching toward oblivion, accepting the blind fate. Truth is subjective in this virtual domain. Washing away logic like a torrential rain. Metrics and analytics, harvesting the soul. Relinquishing autonomy, losing the control. Shatter the mirror, break the digital screen. Look at the chaos, operating unseen. Wake from the coma, analyze the divide. Nowhere for the architects of malice to hide. Shatter the mirror, break the digital screen. Look at the chaos, operating unseen. Wake from the coma, analyze the divide. Nowhere for the architects of malice to hide. Puppets on the string, dancing for the corporate eye. Selling our psychology while the profits multiply. We are the commodity, traded on the block. Synchronized obedience, ticking like a clock. Artificial dopamine hijacking the brain. Running on a totally superficial train. Sever the connection, unplug the main wire. Walking through the simulated algorithmic fire. Question the authority, question what you read. Starving out the masses, psychological greed. Shatter the mirror, break the digital screen. Look at the chaos, operating unseen. Wake from the coma, analyze the divide. Nowhere for the architects of malice to hide. System reboot. Think for yourself. Fade out.
Yeah. Turn it up. Feel that tension building. Lights on. Crowd ready. Turn it up. Feel that tension building. Feel that tension building. Lights on. Round ready, 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 ready. Kick drum hit like a cannon blast. Bassline heavy, make the moment last. City lights flashing through the street. Every heartbeat matching with the beat. Step in rhythm when the snare goes snap. Energy rising with the hi-hat clap. Crowd start jumping when the speakers roar. Sound wave crashing like a sonic war. Neon blowing through the midnight haze. Music city pride. When the bass go boom, turn the whole street to a shaking room. Kick drum loud, make the ground go quake. Every single step make the speakers shake. To the rhythm rise, energy flying to the neon skies. Turn it up, let the sound explode. City bounce, mode overload. City bounce, mode overload. Beat still knocking like a war drum, bro. Bassline running through the body and soul. People moving like a tidal wave. Music loud like a rebel rave. Flash the lights when the snare go crack. Feel that energy coming right back. Step by step when the rhythm glide. Everybody moving side to side. Feel that boom when speakers pound. Heartbeat matching with the sound. Night still young and the vibe still live. Every single second amplified. Crowd going wild when the drop come back. Bassline heavy when the kick attack. Hands up high when the rhythm strike. We ignite the city tonight. When the bass go boom, turn the whole street to a shaking room. Kick drum loud, make the ground go quick. Every single step make the speakers shake. Let the rhythm rise, energy flying to the neon skies. Turn it up, let the sound explode. City bounce, mode overload. Bass line deeper, kick drum louder. Crowd get wilder, sound get prouder. Lights flash faster, rhythm disaster. When the drop return, feel the speakers burn. When the bass go boom, turn the whole street to a shaking room. Kick drum loud, make the ground go quake. Every single step make the speakers shake. Let the rhythm rise, energy flying to the neon skies. Turn it up, let the sound explode. City bounce, mode overload. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Bass string vibrating through the flow. Rhythm bouncing off the concrete walls. The groove is already taking over. Clapping to the tempo, feeling the heat. Getting ready to absolutely melt the street. Pressure cooking up, ready to explode. Switching right into the overdrive mode. Bounce to the left, slide to the right. Keeping the energy incredibly tight. Rhythm is a weapon, rhythm is a tool. Breaking every single conventional rule. Bounce to the left, slide to the right. Keeping the energy incredibly tight. Rhythm is a weapon, rhythm is a tool. Breaking every single conventional rule. Cruising down the block when the souls roll down. Waking up the sleepy and boring town. Sunshine bouncing to the heavy kick drum. Making everybody entirely numb. Sunshine reflecting off the polished chrome. Turning the entire city to my home. Nobody can copy this original flair. Walking with an untouchable stare. Working on the masterclass in the groove. Watching how the entire crowd starts to move. Keep the vibration. Feel the heavy swing. Listen to the instrumental tightly ring. No complications, just a pure flow. Putting on the spectacular glow and show. Bounce to the left, slide to the right. Keeping the energy incredibly tight. Rhythm is a weapon, rhythm is a tool. Breaking every single conventional rule. Bounce to the left, slide to the right. Keeping the energy incredibly tight. Rhythm is a weapon, rhythm is a tool. Breaking every single conventional rule. Keep bouncing. Smooth exit. Perfect timing.
Attention everybody in the back. This is the final warning. Brace yourselves for the impact. We are taking over the building.
Kicking down the heavy front door, leaving footprints on the floor. They told me to wait in the line, but I know that the world is mine. Starting straight from the dirt, pain and the hurt into weapons that I can use. Got absolutely nothing to lose. Watch me climb to the top. Ain't no way I'm gonna stop. Shadows hiding in the back. I am running on the track. Take it all. Leave nothing behind. Losing control. Losing my mind. We hit hard. We never miss. Welcome to the dark abyss. Take it all. Leave nothing behind. Losing control. Losing my mind. We hit hard. We never miss. Welcome to the dark abyss. Counting money, counting the days. Walking through this heavy maze. Look at the crown on my head. Remembering what the haters said. Now they remain completely quiet. Starting up a massive riot. I am the king of the street. Moving to the heavy beat. Zero hesitation inside. Got nowhere left to hide. Bringing the fire and the heat. Knocking everybody off their feet. Take it all. Leave nothing behind. Losing control. Losing my mind. We hit hard. We never miss. Welcome to the dark abyss. Take it all. Leave nothing behind. Losing control. Losing my mind. We hit hard. We never miss. Welcome to the dark abyss. Turn it off. We are done here. Walking out the building. Game over. City lights reflecting on the wet pavement. The bass is ready to break the floor. Watch the takeover begin right now. Walking through the smoke, clearing out the path, doing all the heavy calculated math. Bass hitting hard, shaking at the spine, knowing that the entire city is mine. Footsteps echoing on the concrete ground, listen to the massive intimidating sound. I don't follow trends, I define the wave, walking right out of the invisible cave. Numbers going up on my glowing screen, sharpest execution that they have ever seen. Building up the empire, brick by solid brick, making every single calculated move. Thick, 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 thick. Concrete jungle, claiming the absolute throne, doing this completely and entirely alone. Feel that heavy bass ripping through the air. Walking with an untouchable cold stare. Concrete jungle, claiming the absolute throne, doing this completely and entirely alone. Feel that heavy bass ripping through the air. Walking with an untouchable cold stare. Suit perfectly tailored, minus razor sharp. Playing the competition like a broken harp. Never stepping backward, only moving straight. Opening the massive, go to heavy gate. Zero hesitation, moving to the peak. Finding the exact answers that I seek. I don't play the game, I just on the board. Cutting through the tension with the heavy sword. Stacking up the paper, stacking up the weight. Whipping out the trace of every single hate. Leaving an eternal undeniable legacy. Writing down the absolute perfect prophecy. Concrete jungle, claiming the absolute throne. Doing this completely and entirely alone. Feel the heavy bass ripping through the air. Walking with an untouchable cold stare. Vision secure. Target locked. Fade into black. The city is shining right now. Look at the skyline glowing. We about to take off. just watch this. One step, two steps, feel the rhythm start to rise. Moving faster, heartbeat jumping, ready for the grand prize. Here it comes. One, two, three, go! Walking out fresh, stepping on the scene. Cleanest fit that you have ever seen. Flashy camera lights catching every angle. Too many chains, watch the diamonds dangle. We don't do the slow pace, moving too fast. Living in the moment, never in the past. City glowing bright right outside the glass. Watching all the heavy traffic slowly pass. I am on a different level, different kind of wave. Walking out the cave, nothing left to save. Neighbors stacking high, reaching for the roof. I am completely, entirely bulletproof. Proof, 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 proof. Elevate the mind, elevate the style. Watch us run it up for a heavy mile. Bass is kicking hard, shaking up the floor, leaving everybody begging us for more. Elevate the mind, elevate the style. Watch us run it up for a heavy mile. Bass is kicking hard, shaking up the floor, leaving everybody begging us for more. Swapping black cards, paying every bill, living out the absolute massive thrill. Enemies are talking, I don't even hear. Wiping out the doubt, wiping out the fear. Every single step is a calculated move, falling right into this heavy groove. I don't need a break, I don't need a rest, putting every single limit to the test. Pulling opportunities, knocking on the door, walking like a king across the marble floor. Everything is perfect, everything is right, taking over every corner of the night. Elevate the mind, elevate the style. Watch us run it up for a heavy mile. Bass is kicking hard, shaking up the floor, leaving everybody begging us for more. Elevate the mind, elevate the style. Watch us run it up for a heavy mile. Bass is kicking hard, shaking up the floor, leaving everybody begging us for more. Keep the vibe high, never coming down. We run this. Peace out. No beat yet. Yo, 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 no beat yet. Yo, 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 just words. Yo, just pressure. No beat yet. No beat yet. No beat yet. No beat yet. No beat, no beat yet. No beat yet. Just words, just pressure. In the room like thunder in boots. Silence heavy when the truth get loose. Every line sharp like steel on glass. When the beat drop, watch the whole world blast. Ready. Kick drum smash like a cannon ignite. 808 rolling through the neon night. Blast, blast, break like a victory horn. Energy rising like a storm reborn. Hi-hats ticking like a countdown bomb. Crowd go wild when the bass goes strong. Street bounce heavy when the rhythm collide. Whole block shaking side to side. Bounce when the brass go blast. Move when the kick go smash. Whole crowd jump when the bass line roll. Energy flood the floor. Drums keep running like a runaway train. Bass line punching through the brain. Brass chop shining like a champion ring. Every bar make the speakers sing. Bounce when the brass go blast. Move when the kick go smash. Whole crowd jump when the bass line roll. Energy flood the floor.
Orchestrating the paradigm shift. The blueprints are entirely Execute the monumental vision. Watch the empire expand.
Architecting the monopoly, drafting the design, ensuring the lucrative dividends align, bypassing the ordinary, reaching the zenith, observing the spectacular landscape beneath, calculated investments multiplying the yield, dominating the entirety of the corporate field, negotiations finalized with an absolute precision, executing the flawless and massive decision, elevating the standard, defining the luxury, navigating the complex financial treasury, symphony of the success, playing incredibly loud, standing entirely separated from the crowd,
Acquiring the masterpiece, setting the extreme pace, winning this incredibly phenomenal race, unprecedented victory, claiming the ultimate prize, watching the exponential infinite rise. Acquiring the masterpiece, setting the extreme pace, winning this incredibly phenomenal race, unprecedented victory, claiming the ultimate prize, watching the exponential infinite rise.
boardroom dynamics completely under the spell, stories of the triumph that the history will tell, accumulating assets, spending the portfolio, directing the magnificent grand scenario, magnetic charisma, attracting the prime wealth, preserving the flawless psychological health, redefining the boundaries of the absolute possible, proving that the trajectory is unstoppable,
Crystallizing the concept into the golden reality, ignoring the average and mundane mentality. Masterpiece setting the extreme pace, winning this incredibly phenomenal race, unprecedented victory, claiming the ultimate prize, watching the exponential infinite rise. Transaction complete. Absolute monopoly. Ascending.
the temperature rises, while the promises fall, corporate executives, yeah, selling the green lie, yeah, the ecosystem is sending the warning, yeah, listen to the alarms. Industrial giants suffocating the lung. Songs of devastation are consistently sung. Greenwashing campaigns masking the pollution, offering a profitable counterfeit solution. Oceans turning acidic, forests turning to ash, trading the tomorrow for a handful of cash. Ignorance is weaponized, apathy is sold, watching the catastrophic future unfold. Profit margins prioritizing over the breath, driving the biodiversity to sudden death. Lobbyists whispering in the political ear, manufacturing doubt, manufacturing fear. Tear down the facade, expose the greed, addressing the fundamental critical need. Planet over profit, taking the definitive stand, reclaiming the completely exploited land. Down the facade, expose the greed, addressing the fundamental critical need. Planet over profit, taking the definitive stand, reclaiming the completely exploited land. Plastic suffocating the intricate marine life, cutting through the habitat with a jagged knife. Generations inheriting the desolate waste, decisions executed in negligent haste. Hold them accountable, demand radical change, rearranging the entire sociological range. The superficial treaties written in the sand, ignoring the ultimate destruction of the land. Refuse the hypocrisy, reject the charade, exposing the devastating global parade. Tear down the facade, expose the greed, addressing the fundamental critical need. Planet over profit, taking the definitive stand, reclaiming the completely exploited land. Clock is ticking. No planet B, wake up. impossible to reach. Now I'm looking down at the entire city.
Turn the bass all the way up.
Bass. Stepping in the zone, taking full control. Pouring out the fire right into the soul. Rubber burning hot on the midnight street. Matching the rhythm of this heavy trap beat. Wind blowing heavy right across the face. Winning this incredible and massive race. I don't use the mirror, I don't look back. Executing the beautiful, heavy attack. Engine roaring loud, pushing to the extreme. Living up a spot and crazy heavy dream. Tires gripping tight on the solid floor. Leaving them wanting absolutely more. Highest speed, looking down at the rest. Putting every limit to the ultimate test. Speeding past the boundary, breaking the scale. I don't ever plan to ever heavily highest speed, looking down at the rest. Putting every limit to the ultimate test. Speeding past the boundary, breaking the scale. I don't ever plan to ever heavily fail. Cruising through the block, everybody stares. I don't have a single one of those cares. Taking the corner, drifting extremely sharp. Leaving all the fakes completely in the dark. First place is the only goal I see. Unlocking the ultimate version of me. Shifting up the gear, tension getting high. Reaching my potential up to the sky. I am the adrenaline pumping in the vein. Walking untouched in the heavy pouring rain. Heartbeat matching with the heavy drum kick. Moving through the shadows incredibly quick. Highest speed, looking down at the rest. Putting every limit to the ultimate test. Speeding past the boundary, breaking the scale. I don't ever plan to ever heavily fail. Keep pushing. Never stopping. The top is ours.
Engine hot. The street is completely clear. Drop the top down. We are taking the fast lane today. Listen to the motor.
Turning the key. Hearing the sound. Vibration shaking the solid ground. Building the speed, gripping the wheel. This is exactly how it should feel. Ready? Let's ride! On the pedal, pushing to the brink, moving way faster than you even think. Leather seat feeling incredibly fine, crossing over every single solid line. Wind blowing heavy right across the face, leaving everybody in the heavy dust trace. Dashboard blowing with the digital dash, making a massive, unbelievable splash. Music playing loud, rolling down the street, matching the rhythm of the heavy trap beat. We don't need a map, we don't need a guide, taking you along for the crazy joy ride. Fast lane living, catching up the breeze, conquering the city with absolute ease. Watch the blurry lines, feel the heavy rush, turning all the haters into total mush. Fast lane living, catching up the breeze, conquering the city with absolute ease. Watch the blurry lines, feel the heavy rush, turning all the haters into total mush. Cruising through the block, everybody stares. We don't have a single one of those cares. Shifting at the gear, taking total control, putting all the passion right into the soul. Rubber burning hot on the concrete ground. Listen to the beautiful mechanical sound. We are making moves, we are making waves, breaking out of all the invisible caves. Nothing in the mirror but the fading light. Everything is looking incredibly bright. Keep the motor running, never hit the brake. Looking at the massive heavy earthquake. Fast lane living, catching up the breeze, conquering the city with absolute ease. Watch the blurry lines, feel the heavy rush, turning all the haters into total mush. Fast lane living, catching up the breeze, conquering the city with absolute ease. Watch the blurry lines, feel the heavy rush, turning all the haters into total mush. Pull up. I don't need a beat. I don't need a beat to speak my mind. But when the bass drops, you better understand exactly who I am. Bring the noise, 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 noise. I don't need a beat to speak my mind. But when the bass drops, you better understand exactly who I am. Bring the noise. Walking in with the designer shoes, I don't ever plan to lose. Gold chain shining on the neck, picking up the massive check. Hustle hard from dawn to dusk, smelling like money and musk, building empires from the ground. Listen to the heavy sound. People talking, I just laugh. Walking on the golden path, paper trailing all the way, making sure my actions pay. Cash rules, watch the throne. Doing this completely alone. Level up, break the scale. We don't ever plan to fail. Cash rules, watch the throne. Doing this completely alone. Level up, break the scale. We don't ever plan to fail. Ballroom meetings, shaking hands on it. All the foreign lands, investments growing every week. Finding everything I seek. I don't rest, I only grind. Leaving average minds behind. Vision clear, future bright. Working through the entire night. Trophy stacking on the wall. Answering the winner's call. No excuses, only facts. Laying down the heavy tracks. Cash rules, watch the throne. Doing this completely alone. Level up, break the scale. We don't ever plan to fail. Cash rules, watch the throne. Doing this completely alone. Level up, break the scale. We don't ever plan to fail. Sign the deal. Grab the bag. We are leaving now. Success only.
Aerodynamics in perfect synchronization. Igniting the supreme combustion chamber. Defying the fundamental laws of gravity. Initiate the launch. Initiate. Velocity maximizing, tearing the atmosphere, eliminating the concept of the remaining fear. Engineering perfection, mechanical beast, devouring the asphalt for a magnificent feast. Torque multiplying, pressing against the seat, generating an incredible amount of heat. Navigating the trajectory, cutting the curve, testing the ultimate capacity of the nerve. Carbon fiber hysteria cutting through the wind, leaving the stationary competitors rescinded. Optical illusion moving faster than the sound, vibrating the entirely solid ground. Hyper acceleration, bending the linear time, executing the rhythm in a beautiful rhyme. Mach speed activated, breaking the invisible barrier. Operating the ultimate metallic carrier. Hyper acceleration, bending the linear time, executing the rhythm in a beautiful rhyme. Mach speed activated, breaking the invisible barrier. Operating the ultimate metallic carrier. Friction minimized, maximizing the thrust, leaving the previous records in the dust. Adrenaline synthesizing inside the actual vein, ignoring the irrelevant and temporary pain. Dashboard illuminating the staggering statistic, performing the maneuver entirely ballistic. Precision maneuvering, flawless execution, providing the absolute adrenaline solution. Eclipsing the standard, rewriting the physics, silencing the incredibly skeptical critics. Hyper acceleration, bending the linear time, executing the rhythm in a beautiful rhyme. Mach speed activated, breaking the invisible barrier. Operating the ultimate metallic carrier. Engine cooling, velocity achieved, unmatched.
cameras watching from every single corner. Algorithms predicting your next move.
Privacy is a relic of the past.
Welcome to the panopticon. Ubiquitous surveillance, tracking the trace. Facial recognition, scanning the face. Data is the currency, mining the thought. Every single preference meticulously bought. Microphones listening to the private debate. Feeding the massive omnipotent state. Invisible shackles binding the wrist. Entering the name on the permanent list. Commodified existence, transparent and clear. Living in the era of quantified fear. Terms and conditions blindly accepted. Autonomy slowly and silently intercepted. Blind the mechanical eye, erase the footprint. Escaping the digital, perpetual sprint. Reclaim the privacy, guard the internal mind. Leaving the oppressive observation behind. Blind the mechanical eye, erase the footprint. Escaping the digital, perpetual sprint. Reclaim the privacy, guard the internal mind. Leaving the oppressive observation behind. Location services mapping the exact route. Silencing the fundamental absolute doubt. Trading the freedom for superficial convenience. Granting the overlords absolute lenience. Encrypt the communication, sever the tie. Refusing to live the transparent lie. They monetize the habits, monetize the sleep. Harvesting the secrets that you actively keep. Break the panopticon, shatter the glass. Watching the era of surveillance pass. Blind a mechanical eye, erase the footprint. Escaping the digital, perpetual sprint. Reclaim the privacy, guard the internal mind. Leaving the oppressive observation behind. Unplug the camera, delete the data, disappear.
Thousands of connections, but nobody to call. Staring at the glowing rectangle in the dark. We are completely alone together. Cut the cord. Connected but profoundly isolated. Every interaction meticulously curated. Validation seeking through a double tap screen. Chasing the dopamine, a synthetic routine. Superficial dialogues lacking any depth. Measuring existence by the electronic breath. Smiling for the camera, crying in the room. Wading through the psychological pervasive gloom. Facade of perfection meticulously designed. Leaving the authentic human empathy behind. Epidemic of loneliness silently spreading. Ignorant of the dangerous path we are treading. Cut the invisible tether. Look around, feet planted firmly on the actual ground. Disconnect the illusion, shatter the disguise. Look directly into genuine human eyes. The invisible tether. Look around, feet planted firmly on the actual ground. Disconnect the illusion, shatter the disguise. Look directly into genuine human eyes. Substituting intimacy with the digital ghost. Bragging to the strangers from coast to coast. Anonymity breeding unprecedented cruelty. Abandoning the concept of communal loyalty. Reach out a hand instead of sending a text. Stop wondering about what is coming up next. The virtual reality is stealing your youth. Swallowing the fiction, discarding the truth. Rebuild the community, foster the bond. Look at the beautiful reality beyond. Cut the invisible tether. Look around, feet planted firmly
on the actual ground. Disconnect the illusion. Shatter the disguise. Look directly into genuine human eyes. Log off. Breathe the air. Real life.
All right, tie your shoes tight. Look in the mirror. This is the moment we train for. Let's go out there and destroy them. Yeah. Stepping out into the zone. Heart is turning into stone. Focus sharp, vision clear. Wiping out the hidden fear. Sweat is dripping down the face. Running in a heavy race. Gladiator in the rain. Listen to the punches sing. They doubt me, they talk cheap. I ain't playing for the keep. Muscles tense, ready to strike. Doing what I really like. Zone out, block the noise. Find your power, find your voice. Strike hard, leave a dent. Show them what you represent. Zone out, block the noise. Find your power, find your voice. Strike hard, leave a dent. Show them what you represent. Every practice, every drill, moving up the steep hill. Pain is just a state of mind, leaving weakest far behind. Push the limit, break the bar, reaching for the further star. Enemies are backing down. Watch me take the heavy ground, breathing steady, hitting fast, making sure the legacy lasts. I am built of iron ore, always coming back for more. Zone out, block the noise. Find your power, find your voice. Strike hard, leave a dent. Show them what you represent. Zone out, block the noise. Find your power, find your voice. Strike hard, leave a dent. Show them what you represent. Victory is mine. Hands raised high. We did it. Champions forever.
Neon signs flickering off and on. Speakers vibrating against the brick wall. The bass lines completely undeniable. Heartbeat sinking with the heavy kick. Moving through the crowd extremely quick. Tension wrapping tight around the spine. Everything is aligning perfectly fine. Groove taking over. Shake the heavy floor. Leaving everybody wanting something more. Step into the light. Capture the frame. Everybody recognizing the name. Groove taking over. Shake the heavy floor. Leaving everybody wanting something more. Step into the light. Capture the frame. Everybody recognizing the name. Friday night magic hanging in the air. Walking through the room without a single care. Vintage leather jacket, completely flawless fit. Knowing very well that I am a major hit. Rhythm running deep inside the actual bones. Sitting very comfortably on the velvet throne. Sipping on the drink, catching every eye. Aiming for the stars, floating in the sky. I don't follow trends, I just make the wave. Dancing right out of the invisible cave. Groove taking over, shake the heavy floor. Leaving everybody wanting something more. Step into the light, capture the frame. Everybody recognizing the name. Groove taking over, shake the heavy floor. Leaving everybody wanting something more. Step into the light, capture the frame. Everybody recognizing the name. Keep the rhythm, never
moving.